You don't actually have the growth of really great teams to watch or fun teams to watch.
I think modern football's produced more teams like Palace, even the likes of Brighton.
And it's utterly boring watching 10 men do everything but score a goal. But
the last time you won a trophy?
Oh God, here we go again! Ah!
I think when you look at certain areas of football, you're going to look at nostalgia, you're going to look at all this, but players who made you fall in love with the game, the moments and things like that. But I think really my crux of this argument is that modern football is so encumbered by all these external things like PSR and the financial stability and all this stuff. You don't actually have the growth of really great teams to watch or fun teams to watch.
I think modern football's produced more teams like Palace, even the likes of Brighton, Bournemouth, to compete with the teams above, to compete with teams in the top six. It has though.
Yeah,
modern football has produced. Look at all the 20 teams now in the Premier League. They all have technical footballers who can play at the highest level. Whereas in Pete Barclays, you'll have the top six who will have all the technical footballers.
JJ Ogacha and Gary Speed.
Yeah, but you're giving me one team. I'm saying the whole of Premier League. You can't deny. You can't compare Pete Barclays to modern football when it comes to technical ability.
Wigan and
Bolton. That's what you're saying.
So what
I can
saying
all 20
is it all
teams.
about technical ability? Is that it?
But technically, what we're seeing on the pitch is better in modern football.
All we're getting in modern football is that you build these players in order to
and also the tactical battles in modern football. You can't,
it's a coincidence that he's saying that when United used to be so good and now they're so bad.
I'm watching chess. I'm not here to watch. I'm watching
football. The Big Six was created.
I want to know individual.
He said he didn't want chess.
He
wants player versus player, but he doesn't want chess.
Right now, the Big Six can lose against anyone. You saw Tottenham finish 17th. You've seen your team finish 15th.
Modern football, you only get
because
like you get maximum two people fighting for the title.
Your team wouldn't have finished 15th if modern football didn't exist.
Name one season
with the
where
tactical battles and the technical ability based on the plays that we're seeing nowadays, you can't compare it. Pete Barclays might be good for nostalgia, but what we're seeing right now in terms of
individual players that you're getting Pete Barclays are better than the individual players that we get for this.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Across all 20 teams, no, it's not.
Some of them old
people. That's like a JJ
Ogacha. Across all 20 teams, no, it's not.
I think all the reels on Twitter with individual highlights kind of spells that people are missing the times of Pete Barclaysman when there are teams like Stoke, Wigan, Bolton living it all up like proper football clubs, unlike the likes of Brighton, Brentford and Bournemouth, who have now got to a stable position.
Because you got a United fan, I don't think it's a great argument because United's fall off coincides exactly when this nostalgia is going on. I think maybe if you take a team that have had maybe a stable period of success between the two eras, you can probably get a better argument out of them.
It's never been as competitive, it's never been as much of an even playing field, and anyone that says it's boring and stuff probably just needs to take an outside lens at it. And do we have a better product? Yes, we do. Do we want entertainment or do we want fairness? And I think in the modern day we have that.
I think as probably you and probably a lot of the people here, as we heard, people think Brighton are quite tin pot.
Yes.
You think we're quite tin pot and we're nothing.
Yep.
But where we are today, where we are to where we went in Europe, that is all down to metrics, that is all down to Tony Bloom's systems. And I know it's a bit new still and it's a bit hippie, but without them, we'd still be at Withdean.
But it's the most Brighton answer you can give. There's only one metric that matters, and that's how many goals are in the back of the net. And some of the best players that people still talk about, Ronaldinho, original R9, Cristiano Ronaldo, even Dimitar Berbatov, all of these mavericks, from a Sheffield Wednesday perspective, we've got David Hurst. He liked to pint, he liked to smoke fags, and he was a big fat lad. You know what I mean? We need these people. We need to give them what we call in the old school the eye test.
Yes, but I think you can have mavericks and have metrics. Across the past Premier League seasons, we've had Anthony Knockout, we've had Karim Matoma. I mean, he's probably one of the most flary. You get Japanese all over the world coming to the Amets to watch him play because he's flary. We've got the likes of João Pedro, we've had the likes of Basuma, we've had the likes of Ty Soda. Anthony Knockout, mate. 2-1. Do you see that goal he wrapped? See that goal he wrapped top left? I think you might remember that one. Goal of the month.
Do you remember the last time you won a trophy?
Oh God, here we go again!
But we would still be nothing. I mean, even back when, look, we had Lewis-Skelly. I love Lewis-Skelly. Did Lewis-Skelly do it?
Yeah, but Lewis-Skelly and back in those days don't go down the metrics measurement, do they? You know what I mean? That's back when football was fun.
But metrics has got us here. Without the football, the way football's supposed to be played with these Mavericks, we would still be niche.
Yeah, but there is an element of the, you know.
What is Brighton with metrics? I'm confused. What have you done?
They've got the Premier League, and I get that. Them and Brentford are going to sit there and they're going to go, oh, we got to the Premier League because of metrics. Well, no one cares about Brighton and Brentford.
Everyone wants to be Brighton.
If Brighton and Brentford went out the league, no one would care. Nobody would be bothered.
I think the whole reason that you fall in love with football is because of the players. It's because of the Mavericks. Like, I'm not going to walk around with a shirt that says 2 × 4 - XG and Y = MX + C. I'm going to have the players that made me love football.
What have Brighton achieved with all these numbers? They just sell these players on for forever. Tony Bloom benefits from this, but as an average Brighton fans don't benefit from it. I'm a Palace fan. Of course, we have metrics involved. There's nothing bad with that, but the eye test matters more.
Well, for starters, I know what you're going to say, and I think I'll leave that to you, but ultimately, it's about winning games, football. It's about excitement too. You want a balance, but in a one-off game, you might beat us with a bit of fast play. We could beat you with a bit of slow build-up, but ultimately, you want to win games, you want to win trophies.
You win games either way, though. That's the thing.
You can win games either way.
There's been big managers that have played direct football, Sir Alex Ferguson, Jose Mourinho, Carlo Ancelotti. Some of the best managers play more direct styles of football. We're seeing, just look at both of our teams. I'm your kryptonite. I beat you each and every time playing.
You still finish 17th.
Counter-attacking direct
Still
football.
finish 17th. You can beat us on a one-off occasion. That does happen. It has happened multiple times. We've also beaten you, and you play other teams. Real Madrid can beat City. I find it boring. This counter-attacking football is. People love to watch the goal where a burst of pace and a ball goes across someone diving head. What about the 90% of the game where they're just sat back?
Does anybody want to watch
front of the box?
400 passes?
Or do you want to watch a team just
every
sit?
single player
Mourinho's United team was just boring.
We want to watch games where there's goals, where there's action, where the ball gets from this end of the pitch to that end of the pitch as quick as possible.
That relies. If both teams play that football, it's just boring.
It's just boring. It makes the game exciting. It makes the game entertaining.
It's utterly boring to watch a team every week have 10 men camped in front of the box, just ruining the game.
And it's utterly boring watching 10 men do everything but score a goal, but pass it everywhere else on the pitch. Manchester City and slow build-up, you go side to side to side. Half of the people watching fall asleep watching the game. Like, it's so boring.
I don't know if anyone's fallen asleep watching City demolish Real Madrid 4-0 though. You can pick an example, and I can pick an example that proves it either way.
You can talk about the Real Madrid game where it goes really well for you. You could talk about the game against like an Everton where it goes
and it's still entertaining.
And there's 4 shots in the game. There's 4 shots on goal, and the rest of it is again 600.
But that's as a result of them trying to play sitting back defensive football. You look at the Grealish, gone to Everton. Suddenly he's not met by 10 people, sat behind the ball, and he gets chances.
Direct football works. Direct football is more exciting, and direct football will make entertaining players.
They're trying to ruin the game by sitting in front. They're trying to block our play style. If they let it be open, we'd win every game.
I feel like there's so much pressure from managers on players nowadays that players are in a chokehold of not being able to play that direct through ball on the edge of the area, the ball over the top, because they think that they're going to get slated by the manager. Direct football can actually just be quick, fast football.
I've gone against all of my northern roots, and despite what I've said earlier, because what I realised is I like winning, and you can't deny Manchester City's success over recent period, and I'm not happy about it, but I had to stay on this side.
I want to watch football that's nice. I want to watch football that's aesthetic. Think of these players that we were talking about earlier, Ronaldinho. How is he supposed to thrive in a team that just sits 11 people behind the box? It just doesn't work. A team that plays it out wide, that has movement, is just always better, and it just always will be better. And that's why.
Your commitment to giving the most Brighton answers is not wasted on me.
I'm Brighton by heart, mate. I'm Brighton by heart.